I am Serena Saint-Sinclair, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, I am doing a little bit of a special video today off of my regular schedule just because I'm so excited to be tagged in something. It's my first time being tagged. My friend Sophie, she's a Midwest magician. She started a tag, the 2026 Witchcraft Ins and Outs. So basically, it's 5 ins and 5 outs of your practice. Thank you so much, Sophie, for tagging me and thinking of me. I feel so cool. Someone thought of me. So I sat down and journaled a little bit and I came up with 5 things that are in for me and 5 things that are out for me for my practice in 2026. Okay, so my first in is psychic ability. So I'm reading Psychic Witch by Matt Oren. Everybody reads that book. I've read it before, but I'm reading it more seriously this time around. I'm participating in Justin Witch of Enchantment's book club, and we are reading Psychic Witch. And I'm just ready to take it more seriously this time. Psychic ability is something that I really struggle with. It's something that I really want to hone. So, yeah, that's kind of like my first in is working on my psychic ability, giving myself permission to be psychic and to work with and kind of honing some of my clairs. My first out is doubting my ability and my magic. So this is so difficult for me. It was really difficult for me to come onto YouTube and to share like kind of my practice to begin with. And I just have such a hard time. I just have this like habit of trying to logic things away, of immediately being like, oh, that was just a coincidence, or I'm reading into it too much. And I'm trying to get better at I'm trying to get better at letting myself say, yeah, that was magic. Like, yeah, I did that, and giving myself permission to be magical. Not in like an egoic way, just in an honest way. And I want to own my power more, step into my power more, which is something that I always try to continue to push. And yeah, just being a little bit more out loud about it, being a little bit more proud about it. My second in is being sexier. Yeah, and that's kind of it. It's like it's a little bit vulnerable to say out loud, I guess, but I get really insecure around um like for one, I have this like internalized issue like if I show up, like looking kind of sexy, I feel like I will be taken less seriously. And I'm like, oh, do I need to make myself feel, do I need to like present myself in a specific way to be taken more seriously or be seen as more intellectual? And I feel like a lot of that comes from purity culture, from Christian conditioning, and I've always kind of been a voluptuous woman since puberty, and I got dress coded all of the time growing up if I wore the same thing that other girls were wearing. And I just feel like a lot of times I need to like make myself smaller or make myself just like a little bit less seen. So, especially when I'm coming on to the internet, and I just want to unapologetically wear what makes me feel pretty, what makes me feel like myself, and show up in clothes that make me feel beautiful and honor my body. And sexiness does not equate unseriousness. And embodying myself doesn't make me unprofessional. Of course, there is like boundaries and lines and things, but overall, I just want to show up how I want to show up and kind of give myself permission to not wear a turtleneck all the time and just kind of like come home to my body and not be so insecure about that. My next out. Um, this one is a little bit hard to talk about. And the next out for me is judging people. I feel like in 2025, I got really wrapped up in some unhealthy relationships with, especially with like one person in particular who loved to shit talk other people. And um, I think that I wanted to belong so bad and wanted this person to like me so bad that I ended up getting wrapped up in a lot of her unhealthy behavior. And I think that a lot of times when I look back in hindsight on things that I did not like, really it's a projection at the end of the day. It's a projection of my own insecurity, and when I'm judging somebody unnecessarily, I don't think it's possible to not judge someone, but I think it is possible to recognize that a lot of times when you are judging somebody, that is your own shadow. It's keeping myself accountable with my own shadow work. It's like, why don't I like that person? Why does that rub me the wrong way? 9 times out of 10, it is my own insecurity. It's my own shadow coming to the surface. And um, yeah, shadow work isn't just about journal prompts. It's also about holding yourself accountable and really embodying that work, even when no one is paying attention. Yeah. Like it's kind of embarrassing to admit, right? But I feel like a lot of us do it, and it's further keeping myself accountable on like, hey, am I projecting my own insecurity onto this person? And how can I just be a better person? And I think that one of the things that goes hand in hand with that is surrounding myself with people who do that as well, and not surrounding myself with people who, highly insecure people who love to shit on other people because they are insecure. Yeah, I just want to surround myself with people who want to grow and want to keep themselves accountable and are emotionally intelligent, because those are things that I want for myself. So my next in is meditation and calming my nervous system. I got pretty good in 2024 with my meditation practice, and last year I kind of fell off. And I've already started up again, but I want to continue to be back in my body. I want to get back to my meditation, because meditation not only helps my practice, but also helps my nervous system. Yoga, qigong, just nervous system regulation in general. I live in my head. I'm a very, very heady person, over analytical, obsessive hyperfixation. I've always been that way. So I think I've just allowed myself to get too into my head recently. And so I want to slow down. I want to come into my body. I want to calm my nervous system, work on some somatic work, and yeah, stop thinking so much, because it's exhausting and I'm over it. Okay, my next out is taking myself too seriously. Um, I find that now that I am on YouTube, I feel this pressure to it's just a lot. Like coming onto YouTube is a lot. Like I want to be taken as serious. I want to be taken as like, having a serious practice. I want people to respect me. I want opportunities to show up, like I really want to write a book one day. And um I'm just insecure. I care what people think about me. So um I think that it's a valid fear, but the truth is, I'm just a goofy goober. I am just a silly goose at the end of the day. And just giving myself permission to be a little cringe. And you kind of have to, I think, in order to create content, you just have to embrace the cringe and be a little childish with it, have fun with it, add some whimsy, and um, like participate in some trends and do a lip sync on TikTok, even though I feel like I want to jump off a cliff after I post it. I just want to embrace a little bit more cringe, I think is what I want. And just have fun with it and not be so worried all the time. All I do is worry. My next in is more deep connection and conversation. So, I have a series on YouTube called Beneath the Bloom, and it is an interview series. And I cannot describe to you guys how energized I feel after these meaningful conversations. Doing interviews for YouTube and I feel like I grow so much from them. I feel energized by them. I feel nourished by them. I live for deep conversation, and it's been such an honor for me that the people that I've approached said yes to coming onto my YouTube channel and allowing, taking time out of their day to have a conversation with me. And um it's not just always beneath the bloom either. It's for the pomegranate path. I've been able to sit down with these people that I highly respect, ask them questions, and have these conversations. And it just, it's just like talking to these people, hearing their stories, hearing their opinions. It just reminds me, I mean, I just get so much out of it. So I really want to lean more into that conversations, community, collaboration. I've just like talked to so many amazing people and had these like really, really deep, beautiful conversations. And I love that. So more of that. Next out is saying no out of fear. So I've been given a couple opportunities, like coming onto podcasts and stuff, and I say no because I'm afraid to look stupid. I had turned down certain invitations for certain opportunities because I can't control the edit. And I'm scared I'm going to look dumb. And I don't want that to rule me anymore from saying no, from missing out on an opportunity. And so like I just applied to a conference to present, and um if I look imperfect, that's okay, I will survive. So growth requires exposure, and I have to be okay with kind of relinquishing some control. So I want to say yes to more opportunities and stop saying no because I'm scared of how I'll be perceived. I mean, all I can do is just kind of like speak my truth. And if people don't like it, be okay with that. Okay. My next in, listening to red flags. If you know, you know. Something that's really, really, really important for me in 2026 is listening to my red flags. I really ignore my intuition with certain people because I wanted to over empathize. I wanted to be understanding. I like being everyone's friends. And I feel like it really kind of cost me in 2025. Um, yeah. So now when something feels off, like I see this person, I don't want to be, I think I take responsibility. I think I take responsibility for like other people's well-beings and um like wanting to be like a good person and being everybody's friend, and other people's situations are not my responsibility, and if it's not right for me, walking away and choosing myself versus abandoning myself and the things that I think are important um for whatever reason. So it's having better boundaries and trusting myself that when I feel that something's off, I just walk away and trust that something better will come along. And you know, and understand that boundaries aren't cruelty, they're discernment. It's really working with my discernment because I don't have very good discernment, guys. I really don't. Okay, so my last out, shopping corporate. Um, I talk about, I try to like uplift with my gift guides that I did over the holidays. I was researching a bunch of small companies, and there's just so much cool small witchy companies and small shops and stuff. So I really just want to be more cognizant on where I'm spending my money and buy from smaller businesses and uplift them and buy from smaller artists. And if I'm gonna, like it's not about not spending money for me, it's where am I investing my money? So that it just feels, I want to support small businesses. I want to support small artists, independent creators with my money and my platform. It just feels more magical and more aligned that way. So these are my ins and outs. And if you feel like sharing in the comments what your ins and outs are, I would love to hear, especially because I might adopt some of them. I always need to grow. And the other creators that I'm going to tag for this is Wayward Victoria, Justin Witch of Enchantment, Sarah, that divination witch, also Samantha Solaris, and Aradia Arcanum. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will have a Beneath the Bloom episode coming out on Thursday. But yeah, hope you guys had fun, and as always, may your path be sacred, your shadow sovereign, and may you always bloom wildly. I'll see you next time.